Hello and welcome back to Supposedly Fun. My name is Greg and I am here today to do a Friday Reads video where I wrap up the week in reading and any bookish things that have happened in the past week. We're going to try to make this a quick one and I'm going to try to do it all in one take because Daddy doesn't feel like editing today. Very tired, been a long week. We'll get into it. The big bookish thing that has happened this week is, of course, the announcement of the Women's Prize for 2022. Ruth Ozeki won for the Book of Form and Emptiness. I will put a link to my reaction video for that in the description box down below. I will also have my video about the list put out by the Women's Prize of essential books by women for men to read, and I encourage you to check those out if you have not already. The other kind of bookish news, kind of movie news, is that two trailers for movies based on books were released this week. The most egregious example being the trailer for Persuasion, starring Dakota Johnson. This is a fantastic, underpraised, in my opinion, book by Jane Austen, a true classic. I love it. If you haven't read it, check it out, please. It's fantastic. The trailer does not look great. Partially because Dakota Johnson speaks directly to the camera, partially because they add a bunch of weird pratfalls, like Bridget Jones, Ally McBeal style pratfalls, like she smears jam on her face as a mustache and then her love interest walks in. She spills, like, I'm guessing, wine over her head. And Elliot is not a pratfall lady. And Elliot is a really great protagonist, worthy of Elizabeth Bennet. In fact, I think a lot of people kind of would see her as competing with Elizabeth Bennet to be the best Jane Austen protagonist. I haven't read Pride and Prejudice in a very long time, so I would have to reread them to have an opinion all over again. But Persuasion is a really great book, and I was very excited when they announced a film adaptation. There is an older edition with Ciarán Hinds, and I forget the name of the actress, but that's a very good edition. I encourage you to read the book and maybe seek out that adaptation instead, because this one kind of looks like it's going to be a mess. It is going to be released on July 15th, I believe, on Netflix. I'll put a link to the trailer down below as well if you want to be a little bit horrified. Let me know what you think. I mean, it might be worth watching just to be a little bit horrified, but let me know what you think in the comment section down below. The other one is a trailer for the movie My Policeman, based on the book by Beth Ann Roberts, and the internet was abuzz about this one because Harry Styles stars in the movie. I am very interested in reading this book. I am interested in seeing the movie. Again, I will put the trailer in the description box down below if you would like to check it out. One of the things that really intrigues me about this book is recently I found out that it is inspired by the life of E.M. Forster. It's about a love triangle between a man and a woman, who is a policeman, of course, gets married to a woman played by Emma Corrin, who I believe played Princess Diana on The Crown. So they are married, and the husband, who is, of course, the policeman, begins an affair with an artist who I'm assuming is inspired by E.M. Forster. And that part is interesting. And I'll put a link to an article about that down below as well, if you'd like to check it out. I'm trying not to know a whole lot about the E.M. Forster of it all before I read the book. I think there are supply chain issues all over the place because a lot of books that I have tentatively looked into whether or not I would order or if they're available elsewhere have come up as back ordered or out of stock, like a lot of them, including The Bread the Devil Need and now My Policeman, but it was available in the UK. So anyway, that's neither here nor there. Just, work with your local bookstores if there's something you want, but be warned. People aren't really talking about it, but I feel like there's a supply chain thing going on. Anyway, I want to try to read the book and then see the movie, and maybe I'll read a little bit more about it and learn about it, because that sounds very interesting to me. It was recommended to me by someone, I forget who, I'm sorry, a while ago on this channel, and I am looking forward to reading it and seeing the movie. Maybe that would be a good book versus movie comparison to do. We shall see. A lot depends on what the book is like. The other thing, the nice thing that happened this week is that I had my birthday. I actually turned 40, which is really exciting. Joel gave me this Rangers t-shirt. I'm not going to turn around because the light from the window behind me is being a little bit obnoxious, but it says Messier on the back because I told Joel a couple of months ago that one of my first crushes was on Mark Messier, who was the captain of the New York Rangers when I was in junior high, and they actually won the Stanley Cup. And I had a secret crush on him that I wasn't talking about and probably wouldn't have even recognized as a crush at the time. And Joel got me this shirt for my birthday. So that was fun and exciting, and I am very happy to be wearing it. And birthdays are funny, I guess. For me, I don't think of my birthday as a secret. Like, I'm not one of those people who will just never mention it and doesn't want to acknowledge that it's a thing that happened. But I also really don't like to make a fuss about it. So I always feel like I'm caught in this weird in-between place. But since it was, I guess, a big birthday, it doesn't feel any different, really. I thought I would kind of just throw it out there and say that's the thing that happened. I'm in my 40s now. And the really stressful thing, and this is going to start tying into the Friday Reads portion of the video, is that, well, I didn't get a lot of reading done this week. Like none after the weekend. And the reason for that is that it has been a stressful week around this house. Lots of stuff going on. So both dogs are sick. If you follow along, you know both dogs have tumors. So not only do we have 2 dogs with tumors, we now have 2 dogs with pancreatitis. So that has been fun all week. And Tuesday night we were in the emergency vet hospital with Guinness until 4:30 in the morning. And he's on medication, it's treatable, but it's been a long week. And then Jamie got sick today, and she's at the vet right now, and we're gonna have to pick her up when they're ready for us. And she has pancreatitis as well, so double whammy. And the vet was telling us, wow, I've never seen a house have 2 dogs with pancreatitis at the same time. So we won a really messed up lottery. And let's leave it at that. But that should give you a good idea why I really didn't get much of any reading done this week. But I did get some. And let's talk about what I did get done and what my plans are going forward. Because part of why I haven't made stress is that I've been made stress. Part of why I haven't made progress is because I've been stressed. See, I can't even talk. But I did finish last night at the Telegraph Club by Malinda Lo. I was, I think, 140 pages away from this in my last Friday Reads video. I don't have much to add from what I said in my Friday Reads video last week. I'll put a link to that in the description box down below if you would like to check it out. But I loved this book. I thought it was fantastic. It is YA. It won the National Book Award for Young People's Literature last year. I think it's super smart historical fiction. And it really does a lot to put you in the head of a teenage girl who is a lesbian in 1954, who aspires to be in the sciences and all of the different complications that she faces as a woman, as an Asian American, and as a lesbian. And of course, at this juncture in time, the Red Scare was happening, so her father's citizenship is being threatened. And that is sort of paralleled with her own experience as a lesbian and coming of age, coming out, and realizing what her life is going to look like and how in many ways she is going to need to hide, in the ways she observed other lesbians hiding away in public and living their lives in shadows. And I thought it was very profound. I really loved it. I would absolutely recommend this book to you, and I hope you check it out and you enjoy it as much as I did. I just thought Malinda Lo does a lot of really smart things in this book, and I really liked all of them. And I kind of want to talk about the ending, but I'm not going to talk about the ending because that would be spoiler territory, so we're not going to do that. I'm just going to tell you I really loved this book, and we will leave it at that. So after that, I had mentioned last week that I was going to start The House in the Cerulean Sea by TJ Klune. I did start it, but I really haven't made a lot of progress this week because a lot of the time I haven't felt like listening to an audiobook, and when I have, I feel like I get easily distracted because my stress level is just like pinging all over the place. So I think I'm at about 20 to 25% of the audio. So I did not make a lot of progress, but I think the book is absolutely charming so far, and I really look forward to trying to make a little bit of progress on it maybe this weekend and see how that goes, because I've really thought that the book is charming and enjoyable and already making some interesting points about it. If you are unfamiliar, it is about a man named Linus who works for, I can't remember the name of the company. This is where I feel like I'm not paying great attention to this book, but he works for a company, and he is supposed to evaluate magical children and how they are being cared for in sort of care homes and report back to his sort of sinister company. He is sent on a top secret mission to an island to observe some special children and report back about how they are being looked after and what the situation is on the ground. And of course, he gets there and meets a very complicated cast of characters and sort of quickly realizes that he is possibly in over his head. It seems like a very cute book. I'm really looking forward to seeing where it's going. It seems like it's also a book about perceptions and how, especially with children, you really can't judge people based on who they are or what you think they are going to be. You need to give them a chance to become someone better, maybe. Again, I'm not super articulate today, but I'm really looking forward to getting further in the book. Hopefully I will have much more intelligent things to say about this book next week. And hopefully I'll be done with it next week. Like I said, I just haven't really been in a listening mood this week. Actually, I mentioned to a friend that I was stressed, and I had started watching Architectural Digest's Celebrity Home Tour videos as a way of calming myself down, and she introduced me to Woo ASMR, which I was totally unfamiliar with. It's wild. My friend does not believe in like Reiki and all the crystals and all that stuff. I don't really believe in Reiki and crystals and all that stuff, but it's weird when you listen to the ASMR, it is oddly relaxing. Don't know that I'm going to dedicate myself to listening to it, but it was just a weird sensation. So oddly, I spent more time listening to that today than I spent listening to my audiobooks. I'm hoping that it's going to fix itself moving forward. So I finished last night at the Telegraph Club on Sunday, I think, or Saturday, and I had gotten a book from the library, and I tried picking it up several times. I did manage to finally get through the first chapter, but it's not the book, it's me. I'm just not, so I'm not even going to tell you the name of it. I am probably going to just return it to the library and maybe think about revisiting it at a later date. It's not going to happen right now. What I am going to do is something that was a bit of a surprise this week. NetGalley got copies of Alison Cochrun's upcoming release called Kiss Her Once for Me. And I got accepted for an e-galley of it. So that is going to be my next book because I need a little queer romance joy in my life right now. So my understanding of the plot, I haven't even started it yet, is that it is about a woman who has a sort of meet cute with another woman in a bookstore. So it's lesbians, a meet cute in a bookstore, I'm already in, and it's a holiday romance, which is really my thing. So don't judge me for being excited. I need this. I really need this. Don't judge me. So yeah, it's holidays, bookstore meet cute, lesbians. And basically, what's really interesting is I saw Alison Cochrun on Instagram talk about how she was actually inspired by the movie While You Were Sleeping, except the plot has nothing to do with While You Were Sleeping. So she talked about how as she went through different drafts, the plot kept going further and further away from While You Were Sleeping. Interesting. Anyway, it's about, so this woman has a meet cute with another woman in a bookstore, and then she loses her job, ends up working at a coffee shop, and her boss convinces her to go back to his family home for Christmas to pretend to be his girlfriend. And when she gets there, she realizes that the woman she had to meet cute with is his sister. So she's going to spend Christmas with this woman, but she's pretending to be the man's girlfriend. Again, don't judge how excited I am about this because I really need this. I really need this. Just trust me, I need this. So that is going to be my next book. Haven't even started it. Really looking forward to it. And that's actually already longer than I thought I was going to talk for this Friday Reads video. So I'm going to leave it at that. Hopefully this video will not require a whole lot of editing. I don't think it will. I might leave a lot of my mistakes in this time because, as I said at the beginning of this video, Daddy doesn't feel like editing today. Not going to happen. So anyway, I'd love to hear what you've been up to this week, what you've been reading, watching, loving, all that stuff. Put it in the comment section down below. Fingers crossed that next week is going to be a good week, and I will talk to all of you soon. As always, I really appreciate your time. I will be back. Until then, happy reading.